Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, starts now.
This is the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. Good evening all. I'm Shashina Roll. As always, it is so great to have you with us. Topping news, apparent health issues developing at the 8 Mile Rock High School. Minister for Grand Bahama, Dr. Michael Darville, and education leaders met with teachers this afternoon to hear their concerns. Megan Shepard was there.
The Minister for Grand Bahama, along with educational officials, touring the 8 Mile Rock High School Monday morning after numerous calls regarding possible mold at the school. The Honorable Dr. Michael Darville notes that the school is an old building, and with that comes some challenges.
We've done our complete tour, and yes, we have found in the science block as well as the computer science area, there's some areas where there has been leaks from the roof that results in moisture and the possibility of a mold. Tomorrow we'll have members from the Department of Environmental Health and an expert who is responsible for mold to be on the campus to make the assessment. Our tour has clearly indicated that there are some immediate challenges. I just had a meeting with all of the staff, who I must say is doing a tremendous job in terms of the academic fulfillment of this institution. And we assure them, based on evidence that I have seen, that we will move swiftly to begin to address some of the challenges here at the school.
While the situation has not been officially confirmed as mold, Minister Darville says experts will be at the school Tuesday morning to make that determination. He is also assuring the staff, students, and parents that their safety is the #1 priority.
Some of the teachers are indicating that they are being exposed to possibly some elements of mold. Some of them have issues with allergic rhinitis and some upper respiratory tract problems. That is to be determined by the Department of Environmental Health. But I want to just once again reassure the teachers as well as the families and the students that the government is taking this very seriously.
Principal Ivan Butler says this has been a vexing problem for some time now, and he is pleased that Minister Darville toured the entire school and has already put in place plans for the work to begin.
A plan of action is in place. Immediate plan of action is to do some immediate repairs, cleaning in particular, and we have some long-term plans that are in place. Priority is given to our science block building. That has been a major bone of contention, and we are happy and pleased that that will get the attention it deserves.
Now, Butler is also commending the hard-working teachers, who he says has handled the situation very well. He is also assuring parents that although work will begin immediately at the school, students are still required to attend.
I understand this has been going on for many years, but again, like I said, I'm very happy that the minister took time out of his busy schedule, and he assured us that work will begin immediately, beginning this afternoon. And so we're very, very grateful for that. And we just want to reassure parents that school will be tomorrow. All will be well. We have some backup plans in place. So school will please allow the children to come to school.
Megan Shepard, ZNS Network News.
Well, another health issue appears to be brewing, this time in the Chesapeake subdivision. Some residents of this private subdivision say there is a sewer system in the area, and that's creating a problem. Today, the Minister for Grand Bahama and the local government representative spoke to the issue. Italia Hall has the story.
I took of sewage, raw sewage, on the ground, and these are all the different days.
A resident of Chesapeake, Shuffle Hepburn, is leading the charge, calling for something to be done about the sewage problem in the interest of the health of that community. He says a sewage plant was built in that area back in 2001, and 7 years later it became an issue. Hepburn claims that over 34 residents complained to the Grand Bahama Utility Company and nothing was done. He describes the scent as a foul odor, although the Grand Bahama Utility Company promised that residents would not hear, see, or smell the plant.
The plant has definitely not lived up to the promises made by the Grand Bahama Utility Company and the Port Authority to the residents of this area. What do we want? We want the sewage plant to move. We were there before the sewage plant. And it's unfair to run the sewage. It's not even the sewage of the people in the area. It's the sewage from the hotels. And they have run this sewage plant these lines 6-7 miles up to our backyard, and they have no care or concern about how this affects or impacts our daily lives.
The Minister for Grand Bahama, Dr. Michael Darville, has gotten involved in this apparent health concern. Dr. Darville says he's aware of the issue, and he, along with the Department of Environmental Health Services, the Grand Bahama Port Authority, and the East Grand Bahama local government representative, conducted a tour of the waste sewage plant this past Saturday and were able to view the facility firsthand.
During our visit, the complaints raised by Mr. Hepburn were discussed at length, and before our meeting concluded, Mrs. Bertha McPhee Duncanson, the Chief Inspector for the Department of Environmental Health Services, requested vital information about the plan from the Utility Department of the Grand Bahama Port Authority. Concerning this information, we are now moving forward to collect the information, and a report will follow to determine if there is any health risk associated with this plan.
The minister says he assures residents that he's working diligently along with the Department of Environmental Health Services to bring resolution and closure to this matter. The Deputy Chief Counselor and local representative for that area, Navarre Smith, commends the minister on his leadership, and he says all parties must work together to find a solution to this issue.
I'm trying to do everything I can as their representative to help the Ministry of Grand Bahama and the Port Authority, along with everyone else, find a solution to it, so that the quality of life and standard of living in that area will not be negatively affected. At this point, I feel very confident in the process, and I know that at the end of the day, the residents will be pleased with the outcome.
Italia Hall, ZNS Network News.
In other news, police and sanitation services teaming up today to address a potential safety risk on the Mall Drive here in Freeport. For months now, overgrown shrubs have taken over the vacant Season Manor property, creating a security issue for pedestrian and joggers on the busy Mall Drive. Assistant Superintendent of Police Henry Roll says they are aware of the concerns and have stepped in to bring about changes.
We find that persons, hang out in this area, vagrants hang out in this area, and this is the main thoroughfare coming from the airport. The tourists see it, we have persons who traverse here by vehicle or by foot. We have asked sanitation service to assist us in cleaning up this area here.
This was the former Season Manor.
Now, Roll maintains that the safety and concern of all residents remain a top priority, and the authorities will continue the cleanup of the streets of Grand Bahama.
This coming Saturday is the Junior John Canoe, and we'd like to add some ambience to the area and also make sure it's safe and secure for the residents and the community who come out to patronize this event. But I'd like to say these have been concerns coming into us for some time now, and we're addressing them every day to make sure that the quality of life is adhered to. Moving forward, we intend to visit a number of areas to make sure that we have safety and security at all times for members of the public.
Well, a man is in custody after he was arrested for possession of an unlicensed firearm and ammunition. According to police reports, around 9:40 Saturday night, a team of officers acting on a tip went to the Coral Gardens area where they were approached by a man who was suspected of possession of an unlicensed firearm. Upon seeing the officers, the man reportedly produced a handgun and fired several shots at the officers. Police say the officers returned fire and the culprit fled on foot. However, he was captured by police and a handgun along with 5 bullets were retrieved. Police say no one was hurt in that incident. The man is expected to be arraigned on gun charges in the magistrate's court sometime this week. Stay with us, there's more news right after this.
Bringing news that matters to you. You're watching the Bahamas Tonight Northern Edition.
Welcome back. Students on Grand Bahama are challenged on many fronts, and tonight a leading professional is weighing in on one of those challenges that could be adversely impacting students, not only in the classroom. Joan Davis-Roll explains.
When the school bell rings, some students are being challenged even before they enter the classroom. It has minimal to do with curriculum, but in fact, one local professional says many of our students are literally straining to learn. Many students are struggling to carry those backpacks, often loaded with books needed for the various subjects. According to local chiropractor Michael Headley, who's been practicing now for some years here in Grand Bahama. He has seen an increase in young patients suffering from a condition growing among students.
The term is called scoliosis, which is an abnormal curvature of the spine. And basically, if you're looking at your body from front to back, it's supposed to be straight, but it'll curve one way or the other. And that doesn't necessarily cause pain, but it can cause discomfort. And as you get older, if you don't have it corrected or looked at, then it becomes permanent. One leg shorter than the other, you'll see a twisting in their spine, and some of it they can relate it to bad posture or their backpacks is a big thing.
Then there are some extreme cases.
The extreme case, the spine can actually curve quite a bit, and if it's anywhere, I believe it's 25 to 40 degrees after you look at the x-rays, bracing can be involved, and if it's very severe, it can compromise the internal organs, and oftentimes in that case, which is very rare, but in that case, surgery can be used in that case to help the child.
Hadley says there are telltale signs that parents should look for, as early detection is crucial.
Just look at the child's posture, shoulder heights, hip heights, different things like that, and if they have an idea that something might be wrong, then they go to see their healthcare provider, medical doctor, pediatrician, chiropractor, even the school nurse, and address them and say, look, I think there's a problem with my child, you know, they have a certain thing happening, and if you could have a look at it.
And what is your advice to them?
Well, if they can carry less in their backpacks, which is good. Also, if you have a double strap backpack, always wear both straps. And your posture during the course of the day is always good. You have to be sitting up straight, you know, don't slouch, slug too much.
Headley is calling for an education campaign of a different kind, an awareness initiative to be launched here in our school.
I approached a few schools and I had asked some of the people that I knew from growing up that were involved with the schools to do spinal exams, and didn't get a good response from it. So that's something that I'd like to do, is to look at some of the schools and see if you can do any tests on the kids. It's usually about 5th or 6th grade that you want to start to really look at the children, because then they're starting to develop and grow and get taller. And that's when you can have growth spurts, which is the most common time when somebody might develop a curve.
John Davis Rowe, ZNS Network News.
Literacy is the foundation for lifelong learning, and educators say it is fully essential to social and human development. It is on that premise that a local private institution is advancing its literacy program. Sabrina Brown tells us more.
Student literacy is among the top priorities of all schools in both the public and private sectors, and is a particular focus for the Grand Bahama Academy this week, as the school places greater emphasis on reading. Students heard why this aspect of learning is vital during a special assembly to officially start the week. Principal Ruth Roll and 10th grader Carvel McIntosh.
We're trying to get the children excited about reading so that no one can trick them or take advantage of them because they can't read. And there are different genres of reading, and they, in this world, come across different peoples, and so we have to be able to relate to them. And so we're trying to get them really interested in reading so that they can even improve their own knowledge and be able to converse with each other or other people who they come in contact with.
I think that we need to get back to reading because we are overcrowded by technology today and things that the world brings upon us so heavily, and it takes our attention away.
Guest speaker journalist Pakisha Edgecombe highlighted the importance of reading.
It gives you an advantage. When you read, your mind opens up. You seriously, and I mean seriously, become smarter, because you have information that you are storing until the time comes for you to use it. Secondly, reading rather widens your imagination, as I indicated.
Coordinator and language arts teacher Davia Smith says other activities are planned to let the students know why readers become leaders.
Tomorrow we are going to have the never-ending story. It starts from grade 4, and every class going up will contribute to the story. And on Friday, when we're going to have our annual house debate, that's when the never-ending story will be read. In addition to that, we have a poetry wall where students from the various grades will write poetry and post the poetry on the wall.
Sabrina Brown, ZNS Network News.
Thanks, Sabrina. Junkanoo fever is in the air. This Saturday, students from the various schools on Grand Bahama will put their artistic talent on display during the upcoming Junior Junkanoo Parade. Tonight, we visit Bishop Michael Eldon High School, where students say they are proud to take part in the country's #1 cultural expression. Students at Bishop Michael Eldon High School excited about the upcoming Junior Junkanoo Parade. When we visited their makeshift shack, the students were busy cutting, pasting, and even smack talking. Head of the science department, Natasha Pinder, says this year they will focus on the theme of sports.
This year is really exciting for us because we are celebrating 50 years of education on Grand Bahama, so that'll be a part of our theme. And you know, Miss Doherty has been an integral part of our school for such a long time, and her thing is sports. So we're celebrating the 50th, and we are doing her favorite thing, sports. So
the school will enter the parade as a fun group because of this challenge.
We wanted to participate, but we couldn't give it all that we would normally give it. So we just did what we could do, and it went as a fun group.
These students say the Warriors are on the battlefield come this Saturday.
Junior Junkanoo is always fun, so to be participating in it with friends, it's always a great feeling, always fun. More fun than regular Junkanoo.
The excitement is mostly getting ready, but I really like when you get on the road. You just have fun and you do whatever you like. All the energy is flowing and you just have fun.
For Rakia Lightborn, she looks at it as a learning experience and one that she says she can share with her father.
It's a lot of hard work doing all of the pasting, but when everything is done and it comes together, it's really great, and we all have fun doing it. It's a group effort and everyone seems to be doing fairly well, so it's just a great experience.
Have you told your father that he needs to quit the Bushwhackers group?
Long time, and he always telling me, okay, come rush with us. No, I'm not going on the road with Bush. I am not.
Well, one of the matriarchs of Grand Bahama has passed on. Matilda Andrews passed away Thursday at her home in High Rock at the age of 99. Andrews was born in the old Freetown area. She was an active member of the Emmanuel Baptist Church in High Rock and once worked as a lunch vendor at High Rock School. Condolences to the Andrews family on the passing of matriarch Matilda Andrews. Stay with us. Ricardo Lightborn has a check on sports when we come back.
It's sports time, everybody. I'm Ricardo Lightborn. Don Clark, secretary there at Freeport Primary, is celebrating, and I just want to know German chocolate cake, please. Sheena, you hear that? German chocolate cake. We're going to fight tomorrow. The Grand Bahama Special Olympics started on the weekend of activities, folks, and guess what? It's all geared to participation by our special athletes. The Special Olympic Week started on the weekend at the Beacon School with the Family Day. Basketball and lots of games for the athletes and supporters. Shelly Perez says the intent is to celebrate Special Olympics and the athletes.
Celebrating Awareness Week to have a gathering of family members and our athletes, just to have fun together.
Tell me about the athletes and how have they gravitated to what you're trying to do with the program?
Well, they've gravitated well, whereas they like the aspect of being able to travel, to have fun together, being able to just practice together, having fun.
The Brothers Connected shared in the Family Day for the kids. Ted Mackey, vice chairman of the Brothers Connected, and said it was helping and making a difference.
We've been around for about 9 years now, and every year we donate not just money, but our time and our grilling skills to the Special Olympics. It's one of the charities that we donate to every year.
And today is very special for your organization.
And today is very special. We start off the year. This is our first event, charitable event for the year. This is the Special Olympics Family Fun Day. And you know, you can see the guys out there playing with these guys, playing with the young guys. We interact with them. You know, we try to make them feel that they're a part of us. And we're always here for Special Olympics.
The smiles on their faces tell their story and the positive impact the brothers have with the kids. Now, the basketball game between the athletes and the brothers was not about winning, but the attempt and having fun. Support Special Olympics Grand Bahama and show you care. And I got to tell you, Ted and the brothers can cook, man. Oh, sorry, Sheena in here. The Grandma Volleyball Association playoffs continued on the weekend. The GB Shipyard Sharks beat the Tennis Spikers 24-26, 25-17, 25-21, 25-27, and 15-8. The Sharks won that series. They'll take on the GT Defenders in the men's finals. In the co-ed affair, the Mr. Baker boys are back. The GB Shipyard Cruisers 25-21, 25-23. The boys will now await the winner of the Bebe Stars and the Bishop Michael Eldon Warriors. In the basketball, the Grandma Basketball Association, the Showtime Knights over the GB Powerballers 54-44. Jerome Jones had a 17-point game and Nathaniel Newbold with 24. And was the GB Cruisers. They in turn over the B&B Pumpers 62-58. Quinton still playing. The old man had some 12 points at Anton Thompson. And also the Pumpers, Jabbar Lightburn had 18 points, and not bad for those old guys playing some kind of basketball. Sheena, I do apologize. No cake for you for tomorrow. But tonight, that's sports.